Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. We must stand up. We must continue to do this. And in this video, man, we're going to talk about this clown, James Harden, man. In his interview that I seen, I'm telling you guys right now, man, these fools in the NBA, these clowns, man, they can't speak on camera, and they can never just keep it real, man, and they never say anything worth a damn, especially James Harden, man. This dude, I probably have the least amount of respect for James Harden as a basketball player. As a grown man, I do not respect this dude as a man. He's just a clown to me. Like I said, he's one of the laziest and just most worthless basketball players I've ever seen in my life, man. The way the dude, carries himself and the things that he's done over his career, man, I got no respect for this clown, man. But I saw his interview with him at the 76ers practice facility the other day, and he was talking about how he's going to be coming into shape, or coming into the season this year in camp, the best shape that he's been in 5, 6, 7 years, he said. That's his words. I'm the best shape that I've been in 5, 6, 7 years. I don't really want to talk about it. I just want to go out there and show it. But you are talking about it, you fool. Once again, we're going to talk about in this video, because James Harden being in, we're going to talk about this video, guys. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. I am truly, truly humble, guys. Shout out to everybody in the membership, man. Thank you very much, guys, for all your support, man. Like I said, it means a lot, guys. Truly, truly humbling, man. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I saw his interview with James Harden, and he talked about how coming into this season, he's going to be in the best shape that he's been in 5, 6, 7 years. That's literally what he said. He said, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk. I just want to go out there and show, blah, blah, blah. And, as soon as I heard that, once again, I cringe when I hear these guys speak, because listening to guys like James Harden speak, man, like I said, he never says anything good. He's not motivational. He's not inspirational. I told you, I did that video not that long ago about him going to that camp, with the Rico Hines camp or whatever it was, and he was talking to the players there, and Tyrese Maxey was there, and all he proceeded to do was talk about how much money Tyrese Maxey just signed for. Yo, man, how much money you just signed for? Yo, man, you make that money, man. You got that money. It's all it is for James. Remember, guys, James Harden, like a lot of the guys in the league today, he's only playing for the money and the fame, man. He ain't playing for that love of the game. He don't give a damn about basketball, the game of basketball. He don't care about the game of basketball. These guys stop caring about the game as soon as they start getting paid, man. And all of a sudden, the love of the game goes out the window, the competitiveness, right? Being a true professional. All this stuff goes out the window. Being a grown man, it goes out the window. Show them to work every day, giving the effort, man. All that stuff goes out the window for a lot of these guys once they get the money. And James Harden is that one of those guys, man. He left OKC. He wanted the money. He got paid the money, and then he became a diva. Then he manipulated the NBA officiating, the rules, all this stuff to make it seem as if, I told you, his success is fraudulent. Those scoring titles are frauds. I don't respect those scoring titles, man. Out there taking 11, 12, 13 free throws a game, chucking up 12, 13 threes a game. It don't make any sense how someone could take 12 threes a game at the same time be taking 11, 12 free throws a game. Your game is predicated on you standing out on the three-point line, dribbling, doing a 3, 4, 5 step back three-pointer, and then flailing for foul calls on the three-point line. I mean, James Harden was flopping and flailing all over the court during those scoring title seasons. I don't respect those scoring titles, because the funny thing about those scoring titles, all those numbers that Harden was putting up, where was all of that in the postseason? It's nowhere to be found in the postseason for someone like James Harden. This is where he gets exposed. This is where he's always gotten exposed. And this is why I always say, man, James Harden ain't nowhere near no top 5 shooting guard. I see people out there trying to tell me James Harden a top 3 shooting guard all time behind Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. You gotta be kidding me, man. He's nowhere near Jerry West. Nowhere near it, man. I'm not putting him above Clyde Drexler. I'm not putting him above Dwayne Wade. I'm not putting him above Reggie Miller. I'm not putting him above Ray Allen. I'm not putting him above Allen Iverson. I'm not putting him above any of these guys, man. George Gervin. I ain't putting him above these guys in the shooting guard position. Was he greater than Tracy McGrady as shooting guard? Hell no. Once again, man, James Harden's, his stats, All his accolades fraudulent, man. Don't no respect that dude, man. He's a playoff choker extraordinaire, man. Like I said, one of the worst playoff performers in the history of the game. When you look at his regular season numbers and then you look at his postseason success, once again, this way he gets exposed, man. And they never want to bring up Mike D'Antoni and James Harden's success. But James Harden talks about how he's going to be in the best shape of his life since 5, 6, 7 years now. And I started laughing as soon as I heard him say that. Because does anyone think that James Harden's ever been in shape? James Harden's never been in shape. See, James Harden might be in shape for a regular human, an individual, right? A common person. But I guarantee you, James Harden ain't better shape than me, guys. And I'm way older than James Harden. I'm 43 years old, man. And I guarantee you, man, I run circles around James Harden all day. Anyone that knows my channel, that see my fitness videos knows, man, that I get it in, man. Once again, I don't just talk it, man. I live it. And I've been doing this my entire life, man. I've been in health and fitness my entire life. Like I said, man, I was very fortunate, man. My mother was always into health. She always made us eat right. My mother used to be an avid jogger. My mother's a nurse, man. Still to this day, I told you, my mother's been a nurse for over 40 years, man. And my mother, when we lived in the city, my mother used to jog to work. Anyone that knows anything about being a nurse, whether your mother or father's a nurse or one of your relatives or you're a nurse, you know you're on your feet all damn day. My mother would literally jog miles to work and then work all day and then jog home. This is what my mother did when I was a kid, man. I remember watching this stuff and noticing these things. That's why I always tell you guys about the inspiration that you can be to the people around you, your family, your friends, your children. My mother inspired us by doing these things, right? She didn't do it for the notoriety. She didn't do it for fame. She wasn't getting paid the money to jog to work. She wasn't being sponsored by any company to jog to work, right? By some sneaker company, anything like that. She did that because this is who she was, what she enjoyed to do. She enjoyed running. Like I said, she was always into the fitness, always into the health like that. No, I never saw my mother go to a gym, never had a gym membership. But once again, my mother was living the active lifestyle, making small nutritional choices, and she passed it on to her children. So for someone like me, I benefited from this. So my entire life, from a childhood up into my adult life, I continued and stayed consistent, making smart nutritional choices, living the active lifestyle, playing sports, basketball, baseball, football, all these things in my life since I was a kid, doing these things, whether it was for school or was in the street with my friends, staying active. Once again, James Harden don't know nothing about being in shape. These guys are professional athletes, right? So yes, they're athletic. They're blessed with gifts. Once again, I've always told you guys this. These guys are blessed with genetic gifts that a lot of us will never know about. Never even touch some of the things that these guys can do athletically, physically with their bodies. But when you think about the overall scheme, the overall history of the NBA, is James Harden one of its greatest athletes? Hell no. He's not one of the great athletes. Even when he was doing all those things he was doing on the court, manipulating the rules, putting up these stats, he wasn't doing it athletically, off of athleticism. He was doing it off of his quote-unquote skills, the carrying of the basketball, right? The traveling all over the court, and the flopping and flailing for free throws. That's how James Harden was to be effective, or became effective, in the Mike D'Antoni system that James Harden never mentions. He'll talk about he's the system. No, you goof. You in the Mike D'Antoni system, the same system that he ran with Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns, the same system that made him popular, that made him known. That's what you had your coach. You never mentioned Mike D'Antoni though. Oh, you talk about I'm the system. I'm not in the system. I'm the dude, man. You were in the Mike D'Antoni system. Where have you been since Mike D'Antoni? You've been nowhere since Houston Rockets Mike D'Antoni. James Harden's been nowhere. Nowhere in the Brooklyn Nets. And I don't want to hear any excuse about injuries. None of this stuff. Once again, this goes back to James Harden never keeping himself in shape. So when he talks about he's going to be in the best shape he's been in 5, 6, 7 seasons, I'm not buying it. Because what's the standard? Once again, where's the bar for James Harden's physical fitness? The bar has been lowered for him. It's been lowered for a lot. I mean, look at Zion Williamson. They celebrate a professional athlete who gets paid millions of dollars to play basketball. They celebrate him for losing weight. Really? We're celebrating a grown-up for losing weight? There are millions of people all over the world that ain't getting paid millions of dollars, that got to work real jobs, that got to take care of their kids and families, that lose weight. Ain't no one celebrating it. Ain't no one putting in the papers. Ain't no one making, doing stories about it. Excuse me, guys. You know what I'm saying? But we celebrate Zion Williamson for losing weight and keeping himself in physical shape to play basketball. Something that he's being paid to do. Paid to do it. Once again, that's like celebrating somebody for showing up to work on time. That don't make any sense. You're supposed to be doing these things. Right? I always tell you guys about that Chris Rock, the comedy, that joke that he made years ago about people being celebrated for doing things they're supposed to do. You got people out there, I take care of my kids. Yeah, no duh, you're supposed to take care of your kids, you fool. There's a bunch of goofs out here. They want a biscuit. They want to be celebrated for things that they're supposed to be doing, for doing things that everyday normal people do. And they don't ask for a celebration for it. But these guys want to be celebrated. And James Harden was talking about, yeah, I'm going to be in the best shape that I've been in 6-7 years. You know, I don't want to talk about it. I just want to go out there and prove it. All right, so then shut your mouth and go out there and prove it. And once again, I don't want to hear about James Harden in the regular season. I don't care about James Harden in the regular season. What I want to see from James Harden is I want to see this man go out there, give an effort for 75, 82 games. That's what I want to see. I dare James Harden to play 80 games. I dare him. Once again, just the same thing I did with LeBron James last year, I dared that man to play 82 games. Couldn't do it. He spends millions on his body, but couldn't play 82 games. Not but one time, exposed. And James Harden, I dare James Harden to play 82 games. James Harden played 82 games, I believe, twice his career. I believe 2 times he played 82 games. I believe he played more than 80 games, I believe 4 times in his career. But these are the bigger, stronger, faster athletes, right? Once again, exposed. These guys don't have the mentality of a grown man that the guys did back in the day. I told you guys, it's the mentality of a lot of these guys. Someone like James Harden, who lollygags on the court, don't play no defense. So once again, you talk about the shape you're going to be in and you don't want to talk about it, then I want to see you play defense. I want to see you go out there and hustle and give effort on the defensive end. Stand in front of your man. Don't play passing lanes and, like I said, gamble for steals and things of that nature to make it seem like, yo, man, James Harden averaging, 1.5 steals a game. James Harden guy. I don't want to hear that nonsense, man. That's James Harden. He's a passing lane extraordinaire guy. He lollygags out there. He gambles. He don't play no solid defense. He's never played defense. He's never given the effort, never cared to play defense. So he's always needed guys on his team to play defense, right? The Dwight Howards, the Clint Capellas, the P.J. Browns. The P.J. Browns, P.J. Tucker, guys like that. He needed guys around who play defense, right? That's always been his MO. He's never been a defender. So once again, you want to talk about the shape you're going to be in coming into the season? You got to prove it. I'm not going to talk about it. Then stop talking about it. He says he don't want to talk about it, but then talks about how he's going to be in the best shape, or he's in the best shape that he's been in years. This is the same thing they were saying about LeBron James last year, guys. Remember that? Oh, LeBron James, and the healthiest he's been in years. The healthiest he's been in years. And then the season comes, and then they start making excuses for LeBron James. Oh, he's 39 years old. But you guys just say he's the healthiest he's been in years. You can't then say, oh, he looks 22. Oh, he's 39. Which one is it, man? And James Harden, once again, I have no respect for James Harden. He don't give that effort. He lollygags on defense. He has no leadership. He has no heart, no grit from James Harden. And he has not earned any respect from any grown man. No grown should respect James Harden. He's not a respectable human being. He's a despicable person, man. He's another dirtbag out here in the NBA making millions. Collecting millions from the NBA. He should actually be arrested too. Him, Ben Simmons, these guys are robbing the NBA of money. What happened to the Sixers and James Harden? What happened to the Sixers? Can anyone tell me? Can any Philadelphia Sixers fan tell me what did James Harden do for you guys in Philadelphia? He did nothing for you guys. Literally nothing. He took a bunch of money and then he requested a trade out of there. Because of some general manager or some management. These guys are so sensitive, man. They're a bunch of babies, man. But meanwhile, James Harden, always missing games, always load managing, always worried about what goofy outfit he's wearing to the game or where he's going to be spending his money after the game. I told you, James Harden got zero swag, man. These guys, look at these guys. They have no swag, these dudes. Do you look at any of these guys and you're like, damn, this is a cool-ass dude right there, man. I never look at these guys and think that they're cool. They don't come across as cool to me. They have zero swag, no personalities. They got none of this stuff, man. No charisma. My goodness, man. It's insane. Someone like James Harden, look at that goof. Look at him. I mean, my goodness. The dude can't dress. Like I said, look at the way he looks. This is why these guys have to pay for women. They got to pay for women. P. Diddy and all these clowns out here in Hollywood. Listen, man, I always laughed at these guys. And a lot of those kinds of people, man, that always thought that they were good looking. Good, and why? Because the girls were around them. And why were the girls around them? Because they got money, man. Girls ain't hanging out with these dudes because they good looking, because they cool, because they're good people. You know what I'm saying? Then they got the swag. You know what I'm saying? They ain't knowing, they're around them for the money. They surround themselves with money-hungry women and yes men. That's what these people surround themselves with. That's why if you say anything against these guys, you criticize them, you give them any pushback, they get all sensitive. They can't handle it. Because they surround themselves with yes men and people that love to be them, that want something from them, that are not honestly or genuinely, care about them or their well-being or any of this stuff. And James Harden's a clown, man. Once again, a dude out there spending money on nonsense, spending more time on the outside stuff, not caring about the NBA. So for him to say, what year is James Harden in, by the way? You're in like your 14th season, your 13th season, whatever the hell it is. And now you're saying you're going to be in the best shape you've been in 6-7 years. So essentially what you're saying is for half of your career, basically, you ain't give a damn. You ain't been giving the effort. You ain't been keeping yourself in shape. And once again, you expose yourself, James Harden. These guys are always exposing themselves when they speak because they contradict themselves all the time. They're hypocrites. And for James Harden to say that I'm going to be in the best shape that I've been in 6-7 years, then you expose yourself because you've never kept yourself in shape. You've never been in shape. You lollygag. You're too busy going to the restaurants. You're too busy eating all this fast food. James Harden don't care about himself or keeping himself in shape. All he cares about is the money and the fame, man. Keep the money coming. Keep signing these contracts. And then he's going to keep going out there and lollygagging, playing 50, 60 games every season. That's James Harden, guys. This dude literally, since he left Houston, guys, this dude has been completely worthless. And I've told you, even in Houston, he did nothing but put up numbers. He put up numbers. His team won some games. And then when the postseason came, nothing happened. Never led a team to an NBA Finals, even though he was up 3-2 against the Warriors. What did they do? Chris Paul got hurt. James Harden's so great. These guys are so great out here. They always need an excuse made for them. That's what exposes these clowns. There was never excuses made for the players back in the day. They either got it done or they didn't get it done. That's the bottom line here. When we talk about Michael Jordan stopping other great players from winning championships, that's on them. There's no excuses. Oh, this guy was hurt, or that guy was hurt, or this team was too good, or whatever the case may be. They just didn't win. That went to Michael Jordan's greatness. That's what it was. He stopped these other great players. He blocked some of these guys from winning championships. They didn't get it done. Those are the facts. James Harden never got it done. There's no excuses, man. He had a very good team for a lot of years. He was surrounded by a lot of talent. And he never could galvanize these players because he's not a real leader. He's not a true professional, James Harden, and he's never kept himself in shape like a true professional should. I'm telling you, man, these guys, I can tell you, it's like they don't get it. Like, you don't get it what it takes to be a true professional. These guys think that life is just one big game to them, man. They don't care. Like I said, everything's about the money and the fame, but then they want the respect from us, the fans. And I told you, I'll be damned if I'm going to be respecting these guys, putting these guys in the same context, the same conversation as the other all-time greats that earned it, that went out there and didn't make any excuses. I'm not putting these guys in the same conversation. So, yeah, they can go out there and do whatever they want to do. James Harden could be a goofball and not play defense and lollygag and load manage and flop around the court and not come in and be in shape for most of his career. That's fine. You can do all that stuff and spend money in the strip clubs and go hang out with these weird women and hang out with these weird celebrities, right? And go to all these fast food restaurants and eat all this weird food. You could do all of that. That's great. But once again, when your career is over, don't try to rewrite the history then. And don't think that we have to put you in those conversations with those other great players. I'm not putting you up there with the Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryants, the Jerry Wests, the Dwayne Wades, the Clyde Drexlers, the Reggie Millers, right? The Allen Iversons, the George Gervins. I'm not putting you in the conversation with those guys because those guys were true competitors. They went out there, man, and they gave the effort. They were consistent. James Harden, man, he's very consistent at being inconsistent. And like I say, he's not a leader. He don't earn that money. These guys out here getting all this money. He ain't earning it. Requesting trades off of the Brooklyn Nets like a baby. Didn't do nothing. What are you doing in Brooklyn? Nothing. Complete embarrassment by all those guys involved, man. And this is the NBA that we're watching. This is what we're witnessing. Someone like James Harden, being in the best shape of my life, 6-7 years. I've been in it 6-7 years. That's not saying much, man, because you were never in shape. You were never in shape. These guys play basketball for a living. right? They play basketball for a living. So you would think it would be easy for them to be in shape, be in basketball shape. But people like James Harden, they don't care about staying in shape. So in the off season, when they're not playing games, they let themselves go. They don't care. They do whatever they want to do. And like I said, look at James Harden. He don't know what being healthy is. He don't know what eating right's about, making a smart nutritional choice. He don't know what that means. These guys have no clue. I've seen some of the workouts these guys do. These are professionals, right? Professional athletes being trained by what you would think of other professionals. And I see some of these guys' workouts and I laugh. These workouts ain't doing nothing for these guys. That's why these guys are always hurt. You ever notice that? These guys are supposed to be bigger, stronger, faster. They have all the advantages on their side today. Health, nutrition, medicine, recovery. All this stuff is on their side. All the advantages over the previous eras. Yet and still, these guys cannot play. They're always hurt. And it's never anything serious. It's a sore foot, a sore ankle, a hurting wrist, a mental problem. It's an excuse for these clowns. These guys are soft, man, mentally and physically. Their bodies are not durable because they don't train and they don't eat right. That's what it goes hand in hand. Hand in hand, eating a certain way and exercising. Now, yes, there are certain people out there or some people out there that can get away with doing whatever they want. They can eat whatever they want. They don't have to stay in shape per se like a lot of us do. There are people like that out there, absolutely. But for most people, ladies and gentlemen, most people, including the professional athletes, you got to maintain this stuff. You got to stay on top of that, especially when you're a pro. Like, these guys think that, once again, they're going to get by with their athleticism their whole lives. They're going to be 25 their whole lives. And they take these things for granted. So as they get older, James Harden, you become less effective because you're not as quick. You're not as fast. You're not as spry, so to speak. And James Harden, once again, was never a great athlete. He wasn't the fastest guy or the highest jumper. The guy could barely dunk the basketball, man. But he was able to manipulate the rules, use the skills he had in this era to be effective. But once again, when the postseason came, he was not effective. When the game slowed down, when the teams got a little bit better, when the teams could game plan against you more effectively, where was James Harden? Nowhere to be found because he was getting by off gimmicks, off of smoke screens and mirrors. Those are the facts, guys. And James Harden don't impact the game in other ways. His playmaking ain't impacting winning. His scoring ain't impacting winning because he ain't making those shots when it matters. And he don't rebound or play defense. He's not a leader. So he's not galvanizing his teammates or getting the most out of them. I mean, look at him and Kawhi Leonard, man. These guys are a joke, man. They're two clowns. I mean, my goodness, man. I'm glad that Russell Westbrook left. I told you they should never got James Harden. That messed up the Clippers. No team with James Harden's ever going to win. Remember that. Never. You'll never win with James Harden. He's not a winner. The dude's not a winner. And I love when people talk about these guys' money. Oh, he's not a winner, but he's a millionaire. That don't mean that you're a winner because you got money. Everything in your life is based off of your contemporaries. For example, you know, sometimes you'll hear people say, like, you don't remember when that Kwame Brown thing was going around and Kwame Brown was really upset because everyone's calling him a scrub. Oh, man, how you guys talk about me and call me scrubs? And people getting upset. Like, how can you call a professional athlete a scrub? Blah, 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 blah. Once again, we got to keep these things in perspective. You're being compared to your contemporaries. You're not being compared to everyday average people. And these guys are idiots if they believe that. So you'll have someone like Brian Scalabrine come out years ago and say, yeah, man, you know, me versus you, you know, I'll destroy a regular person. And he's talking about how he's closer to LeBron James than we are to him. You know, things of that nature. Talking about a professional basketball player will go on a basketball court and anywhere and destroy people. And yes, that might be true. It might be true. You don't know where you're going. There are different skill levels in different courts around this country. All right? But when they talk like that, once again, they're missing the point here. You're not compared or critiqued against everyday average people. You're compared and critiqued against other basketball players, other contemporaries. So, for example, if someone comes up to you and gives you or asks you, hey, do you recommend this doctor? And you say, no, he's not a good doctor. I don't recommend that guy. He's not good. Does that mean that you could do surgeries better than that doctor because you said he's not a good doctor? No, you're telling this person, I don't recommend this person. He's not a good doctor compared to the other doctors, right? If someone's not, hey, man, I'm going to go to this brain surgeon, you're going to choose a certain guy over another brain surgeon. Does that mean that you could do brain surgery better than the other doctor that you don't want to go to? No, but you're saying he's not as good as that guy. You're comparing him to his contemporaries, to the other brain surgeons. That's how this works, you guys. You compare these guys. We're comparing them and critiquing them based off the contemporaries here. And James Harden's a clown. And him saying he's going to be in the best shape he's been in 6-7 years, I laugh. You don't know what being in shape is, James Harden. A lot of the guys in the NBA today, they don't know about what being in shape is, right? They really don't know what it takes to be physically fit and to stay and maintain that. You must be consistent. You can't just do it for the summertime. You can't just do it for the basketball season or going into the season. You have to do it for your whole life. It's a lifestyle, James Harden. And you haven't been living that lifestyle. So, yes, let's see what you do on the court. Let's see if you can play 80 games. Let's see if you can go out there and give effort on defense on both sides of the ball, not just chuck up shots. Let's see if you can be a true leader, a true professional. Let's see if you're going to be a winner or you're going to win. I doubt he'll do any of those things. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.